Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava
Japa Kunja Vihari.
Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Yashodanandana Jaya Vrajajana Ranjana Jaya Yashoda Nandana Jaya Vrajajana Ranjana Jaya Jamuna Tira Bonachari Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Jamuna Tira Bonachari Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Chalila Vishnu Vishnu Bhad Paramhamsa Parigraja Kacharya Stotara Satashi Shiva His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Anant Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai Namacharya Srimad Thakur Ki Jai प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद से अद्वैत गदाधर शिवा सारी गौर भक्त वृंद की जय श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ राम कुंद राधा कुंद गिरि गोवर्धन की जय श्री गंगमयी की जय यमुनमयी की जय भक्ति देवी की जय तुलसी देवी की जय श्री मथुरा वृंदावन धाम की जय श्री नवदीपयपुर धाम की जय श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय श्री दामोदर मास की जय श्री श्री राधा दामोदर की जय सामवेद भक्त वृंद की जय निताय गौर प्रेमानंदी श्री श्री गौरनिताय की जय श्री श्री राधा किरचोर गोपीनाथ की जय श्री जगन्नाथ श्री बलदेव श्रीमती सुभद्र महारानी की जय Samveda Bhakta Vrinda ki jai Nitai Gaura Premanandi. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna.
Krishna,
All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna,
All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna,
All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga, all glories to Shri Prabhupada, Nama Om Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Padishtaya Bhutale, Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Tinamini. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauruvani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Askatyade Shatarini. So, Prabhu, I'm using my phone. How do I, right now, I can just see me in a corner and you. How is it that I can see everyone?
On the phone could be a challenge. If you actually scroll on the right side, you should be able to see others as well.
Okay, hold on. I am a neophyte at this. So you said scroll to the right side?
Yeah, scroll right or left on your screen and you should be able to see others. I mean, each
Oh,
phone.
yeah, you're so smart. So, Hare Krishna, everyone. Nice to see all of you, I think. Yes, I have to scroll down to see. Oh, great. So we have a nice turnout this morning. Thank you. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaivam Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudирayat. So, so Ramvilas Prabhu asked me to speak on the topic of Ekadashi, and it's very apropos because we have Ekadashi coming up on Monday. So, this topic of Ekadashi was originally spoken by Lord Sri Krishna to Maharaj Yudhishthir and his brothers. Maharaj Yudhishthir posed many questions to Lord Krishna, and Lord Krishna spoke on each Ekadashi, what the significance of each Ekadashi is, and how one can perfect themselves or fast on that day to gain some benefit from fasting. So the Lord mentioned to Yudhishthira Maharaj that if one wants to go back to Godhead, one can do that by fasting on Ekadashi. And the fast that Lord Krishna suggested was a complete Nirjal fast. So the fasting on Ekadashi, and it doesn't, when we say Nirjal, we don't mean the one fast that's called Nirjal Ekadashi or Pandava Ekadashi that happens around June. That's a special Ekadashi that was meant specifically for Bhima because he ate a lot. And he told Krishna that I can't fast for Ekadashi because I have to eat. And so Lord Krishna said, okay, well, you can eat on every Ekadashi, but in this particular Ekadashi, at least one Ekadashi per year, you should do a complete Nirjal fast. And so that is the Ekadashi that is called Pandava Nirjal Ekadashi that happens around June. But for many of us, we can probably all fast, unless, there are special dispensation for those who maybe, like children are not expected to fast. I mean, they can fast from beans and grains, but not do a Nirjal fast. So there's special dispensation for children, for the elderly, for those who are pregnant, for those who are maybe have some illness and they need to take medication and take medication with a meal. Because there are some medication that you need to take with a meal. So for those devotees, it is okay to eat on Ekadashi if we intend to follow the rest of the strictures that are in place for Ekadashi. So some of the strictures that Lord Krishna mentioned to Yudhishthira Maharaj was that one should not look in the face of a sinner when they're fasting on Ekadashi. So this material world is full of sinners. So it means that maybe we should stay at home that day, the entire day, and fast and think of the Lord. That day of Ekadashi is known as the day of Lord Hari. So we should dedicate that entire day to the worship of Lord Hari and thinking of Lord Hari and fasting for Lord Hari. The aim of this fast and every other fast that you see on the Vaishnav calendar is to make recompense for sinful activities that we may have acquired over lifetimes. So we know those who have studied Bhagavad Gita that it mentions there that sinful activities are karma are in three phases. They're in a seed form, they're in a fructifying stage, and mature stage. So seed form means karmas that are yet to be experienced, whether good or bad. Fructifying stage means karma that we're experiencing right now. good or bad. And mature stage means karma that we've already suffered. So if we think back in our lives, we may think of times when we had very tough time or whatever, and we're over that time. That's karma that we've already, or the matured form of karma that we've already experienced. So fasting, whether for Ekadashi or any other fast that we see on the calendar, are meant to help to cleanse us of these sins and minimize the sins. So Krishna says to Yudhishthira Maharaj that if one was to follow the full rules of Ekadashi, and there's a long list. I don't know if I want to go through that list today, but there's a list. But I mentioned one already, which is not to look in the face of strangers. Another is to spend the entire day thinking of Lord Krishna, and not just the day, but also the night, which means one should stay awake the entire night and not sleep. So if one was to strictly follow Ekadashi, these are the main ones that I'm mentioning, but I think they are important ones, and that's why I'm mentioning them. That if one was to follow these rules that Lord Krishna established for fasting and Ekadashi, then Krishna tells Yudhishthira Maharaj that if you follow it strictly, you're guaranteed to go back home, back to Godhead. And for the rest of this life, you will live on earth like you're living in the heavenly planets. So all of us living here in a certain part of the world, we live a particular lifestyle, and when we look, maybe if you watch TV, the news or something, you see some people maybe living in Ukraine or in the Gaza or something where they're suffering, right? And so we are not. Somebody's trying to call me, so let me just decline that call. Yeah, so we're not. We are fortunate that the Lord's brought us to a place where it's like living in heaven. If you really think about it. My Guru Maharaj, whenever he came to Canada, and he would do a home program, he'd go to some devotee's house. He said, "Oh, this house looks like a mansion. It's like you're living in a mansion." So this is what it's like in certain part of the world where the Lord's brought us, and we're having a very good standard of living, and we don't have to worry about anything. So this is Lord Krishna's mercy. It's not something that we did ourselves. Okay, one might say, "Oh yeah, I went and I got the visa and I did this and that," but it's all Krishna. It's all Krishna. He is pushing us. Rishikesh resides within the heart, and he directs us. So Lord Krishna says if one completes this Ekadashi, then they're guaranteed to come back to me. But for the rest of their lives, they will live as if they're living in heaven on earth. So when the Lord created this material world, he created this world because they were individuals like us who are envious of him. And we want to enjoy on the same level as Krishna. And this is not possible. The servant cannot enjoy on the same level as the master. This is never possible. But Krishna, being a kind father, he says, "Okay, I understand your mind. You want to enjoy, so I will send you to a place where you can enjoy." And so he creates this material world. But the material world is called Durg. Durg means a prison. It's actually a prison. It's not a place of enjoyment. And so here we are in this material world. When he created this material world, he created all beings, moving and non-moving. He created all the material elements. He created everything, the senses, etc. And he created a personality called Pap Purusha. So this personality represents sinful activities. And I don't know if you want me to go through, but there's a list. The head represents actually, this is just step back for a minute. There was a conversation between Jaimini Rishi and Srila Vyasadeva, his guru. And he asked his guru about the importance of Ekadashi. And so his guru, Srila Vyasadeva, related a story. So he said the Lord created this Papa Purush. The head of the Papa Purush represents one who kills a Brahman, a sin, the sin of killing a Brahman. And he goes on to describe what the eyes represent, what the nose represent, what the mouth, the ears, the neck, etc., and the entire body. So this personality is the embodiment of sinful activities, and based on our karma, we come in contact. We might not see this personality, but we come in contact with him, and he torments us. And so you might find that if we really think about it, we might be, let's say you live in an apartment building or a condo building, and you constantly hear yelling in the apartment beside you or above you or below you, right? So even though you're living in the same building and you have the same facilities as the person next door or above or below you, you're not suffering like that person is suffering. I was living in a condo, and across the hall from me, one apartment over, I could hear yelling, not every day, but at least once or twice a month, there's like yelling at the top of their voices. Two people are fighting. So they moved after a while, and I stopped hearing those yelling. But yes, so it's a form of karma that we suffer, but not directly. So there's karma where you, in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna talks about adidaivic, adhyatmic, and adibautic. Disturbances caused by the body, the mind, disturbances caused by other living entity, and disturbances caused by material nature. And so these types of suffering that we undergo are based on our karma. We're born in a certain place, or we reside in a certain place, and there might be individual karma, there might be collective karma. So I mentioned earlier about maybe living in the Gaza Strip right now, or somewhere else where people are suffering collectively, and this is a form of karma, right? So this Papa Purush is around, and he is making sure that we suffer based on our karma. But then Krishna also create a personality called Yamaraj, and he create all the lower planetary systems. So we've heard of Rasatala, Mahatala, Tahatala, Patala, etc. All these lower planetary systems, and Yamaraj is residing on Yamaloka and Yamapuri, which is actually below Patala Loka. So we hear in the Bhagavatam that the lowest planet is Patala Loka, and the heavenly planets are above us. But even though Yamaraj is living on a heavenly planet, that heavenly planet is actually below Patala Loka. Does anyone know if there's anything else below Patala Loka? Or below Yamapuri? So below that is Garbhodakashaya Vishnu lying on the Garbhodak ocean. It's mentioned that the universe is half filled with water, and Lord Vishnu is lying on Anantashesh, on that ocean, and above that are all the planets. So one day, Lord Vishnu climbed onto the back of Garuda, and he went to visit Yamaraj. So Yamaraj welcomed the Lord, gave him a nice seat, washed his lotus feet, offered him something to eat, and they sat and they were talking. And while they were talking, Lord Vishnu could hear some loud crying coming from the southerly direction. So he asked Yamaraj, he said, what is that loud crying? Like, and then Yamaraj said, these are living entities that are the worst sinners. And so they're suffering in the southern quadrant of Yamaloka. So after the visit with Yamaraj, Lord Vishnu left that place, left Yamaraj's court, and he flew on the back of Garuda to this place, the southern area, the southern quadrant. And when the residents there, the sinners there saw him, they started crying even louder. So the Lord, being very merciful, and even know that he knows that this prison house of the material world is where he sent all of these prisoners who wanted to come here. It's our own will. We wanted to come here. So he's so merciful. He landed, and he asked them, "Why are you crying?" And they said, "My dear Lord, we don't want to be in this place anymore. Please get us out." So Lord Vishnu told them that, yes, you can easily escape this place, and the way you can do it is fasting on Ekadashi. He says, if you fast on Ekadashi and you follow all the rules that I've established for fasting on Ekadashi, you will quickly be elevated to Vaikuntha. So I mentioned earlier that if we fast on Ekadashi, we will live the rest of our lives as if we're living in heaven. But that's for us here on earth. We hear from the Srimad Bhagavatam that, and we heard from Prabhupada actually. Prabhupada said the demigods are lining up to take birth in ISKCON so that they can perfect themselves and go back to Godhead. Well, we hear from Bhagavatam that those who are living in Swargaloka, they're very, or in the heavenly planets, they're very, sometimes if they get cursed, and they do get cursed from time to time, and the dread is that that curse will make them take birth on earth. Nobody wants to come here, especially they're living in the heavenly planets. They don't want to come here. A big example, prime example in this month of Kartik is Nana Kuvera and Manigriva. These are the two sons of Kuvera. And they were one day, they're living in the heavenly planets. Their father is a big man. He's the treasurer of the Devtas. And so they're enjoying life with girls. And so they're totally intoxicated. Does everyone know that story? So I'll tell briefly. They were totally intoxicated to the point where they've removed their clothes and they're enjoying in the groves of the heavenly planet. And Narad Muni is walking by. And when Narad Muni walked by, they didn't even notice that the saintly person was walking by. And they continued their merriment. When Narad Muni saw that they weren't even making an effort to cover themselves up, he cursed them that they will take birth on earth. And they were so scared, they immediately became sober. They were drunk, but when they got that curse, they immediately became sober because no one wants to take birth here. But they were given the boon, that they begged and begged, and they were given the boon, okay, you will take birth on earth, but you will take birth as two trees in the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj. And you will have the opportunity to witness the pastimes of Lord Krishna, and he will deliver you from this sinful reaction. And so they took birth because they were so attached to being without clothing. They took birth as trees, and trees don't wear clothes, as we know. And they stand out there in the cold and the rain and the snow and the wind, etc. So, but they were lucky, or not lucky, but they were fortunate. It was fortunate for them that they were able to be delivered by Lord Krishna. Similarly, Vashishta Muni. Vashishta Muni was asked by his guru to perform, his disciple to perform a yagya, and Vashishta Muni said to him, "Okay, wait," and he kept telling him to wait, and then the disciple found out that Vashishta Muni went to perform a yagya for Lord Indra. So the disciple became upset, and he cursed Vashishta Muni to take birth on earth. And Vashishta Muni was very morose when he received that curse. The disciple said, "Oh, you only after money, because I can't give you as much as Lord Indra can give you for doing a yagya, so you give him priority." And so Vashishta Muni was cursed, but by the mercy of the Lord, he took birth on earth and he became the guru of the Supreme Lord. He became the guru of Lord Ramachandra. And he was able to associate with Lord Ramachandra for this entire time that he was, well, not the entire time, but most of the time, 14 years, he wasn't associating with him because Lord Ram was roaming the forest and killing all the demons and meeting with all of the devotees. But nevertheless, he was able to get the association of the Lord. So wouldn't we like to have that? Wouldn't we love to have the association of Lord Krishna always? So that can happen if we fast on Ekadashi. And so the Lord gave us the recipe. He said, if we fast on Ekadashi, we do a Nirjal fast on every Ekadashi. We're not saying everybody is forced to do it. No one is forced to do anything. Lord gives us free will, but he gives us the opportunity. He said, this opportunity is available. If you want, you can take it. If you don't want, that's fine. So he told the residents in Yamapuri that if you fast on Ekadashi, then you will go back to Vaikuntha. So they don't have the like us. They don't have the option of living the rest of their lives in as if they're living in heaven, because they're already in hell, and they already don't have. They're basically in their subtle bodies. So, or they may be in some kind of material body, but they're living in hell. So immediately they will get elevated to Vaikuntha. And he said that if you eat once on Ekadashi day, whether lunch or dinner, then you will get the opportunity after the end of this life to go to Vaikuntha and live for 1,000 celestial years. And then you'll come back here. But hopefully, if someone gets the ability to go back home, back to Godhead for 1,000 years, and they remember what a miserable life they had here, they will make every effort to stay where they are and not to return here. There are also other avenues that are available for devotees that they can use to go back home, back to Godhead. But this is just one of many. So how is it that this Ekadashi day became so celebrated? So it's mentioned that Krishna is known as Murari, right? Everybody knows that Krishna has the name Murari. So Krishna got that name because he killed a demon by the name of Mura. So this demon had received so much power from meditating. That's how they get their power. They meditate for thousands of years. They get the favor of Lord Brahma or Lord Shiva or some other devata. Generally is Lord Brahma or Lord Shiva. And then they think that they become God, just like Hiranyakashipu, right? He got so many benedictions and he's okay, now I'm God. So like that, the Mura became so powerful, such a powerful demon, that he attacked the devatas. And there was this big war going on. And he was killing out all of the the army of the Devatas. So they were now worried that Mura will decimate the entire Deva army. So they came to Lord Vishnu and asked for help. So Lord Vishnu came to the battlefield and he started fighting, and he started decimating Mura's demoniac army. When Mura saw this, he was worried that Lord Vishnu will kill all of his men. So he came and he directly attacked Lord Vishnu. And so there was this wonderful fight going on between them, and it was going on for the longest time. And it appeared that neither Lord Vishnu can win nor Mura can win. So at one point, Mura became a little bit tired, I guess, and so he had the ability to divide himself. So he divided himself in many parts, and he hid in grains, food grains. So now Lord Vishnu he could destroy all the food grains, but if he did that, then no one in this world would have anything to eat. So he decided that he will wait until Mura comes out of the food grains, and they will fight again. So Lord Vishnu went into a cave, and he was also a bit tired from the fighting. So we think that he was tired. So he lied down in the cave and he was resting. And then Mura comes out of the grains. He looks around everywhere. He doesn't see him. He goes into this cave and he sees Lord Vishnu lying there, pretending to be sleeping. So he said, "Oh, Vishnu is now sleeping, so I'll show him." So he pulls out his sword to kill Lord Vishnu, but as we know, no one can kill the Lord. But still, the Lord had his eyes closed. But from his body, this beautiful Devi appeared, and she killed Mura. So when she killed Mura, she cut his head off. His blood dropped onto the body of Lord Vishnu. And when Lord Vishnu felt the warmth of the blood, he opened his eyes and he said, "Oh, what happened?" And then the Devi said that, "My dear Lord, this demon, Mura, came in here and he was about to kill you, and I killed him." And then Lord Vishnu said, "Who are you?" And this day was on the 11th day of the waxing moon. And that day is known as Ekadashi. She said, "My name is Ekadashi Devi." And then Lord Vishnu said, "Thank you very much for saving me. And because you saved my life," of course, we know that this Devi is actually Lord Vishnu. It's Mohini Murti. It's the internal potency of the Lord. So he said, "Thank you for saving my life. And since you saved my life, from this day onwards, all of my devotees will fast to honor you." And so we know that on our Vaishnav calendar, on the Vedic calendar, there are 2 days, 2 Ekadashi days, the 11th day of the waxing moon and the 11th day of the waning moon. Those days are called Ekadashi, and so those days are the days of Lord Hari. And if one was to do a complete Nirjal fast on any or all of those days and follow the rules that Lord Krishna mentioned to Yudhishthira Maharaj, then they will be guaranteed to go back to God. So one of them is, again, not to sleep at night. So you stay awake the entire day and the entire night. Lord Krishna also mentioned to Yudhishthira Maharaj that the Ekadashi Vrat starts from the day before Ekadashi. So Dashami, I think, is that day is called. You have your dinner at sunset, and after you take your dinner, then the fasting begins. So you fast the entire night, the entire following day of Ekadashi, and the entire Ekadashi night. So it's 2 nights and a day, a total of roughly about 36 hours, or maybe more, depending on the time of the year in this part of the world. And then on Dwadashi, you break your fast after the sun has risen and before either the end of a quarter of the solar day or a third of the lunar day. So you don't have to worry about that time, because on our calendar, the time is already calculated. So you may notice on our Vaishnava calendar that on Dwadashi, it shows the time for breaking the fast. So if you have a computer and you have some app or something that shows you the time of the sunrise every day of the year, you will notice that time coincides. And if you're a mathematician and you can calculate the end of a quarter of the solar day or a third of the lunar day, then you will see that time also correlates. So within that time frame, one should break the Ekadashi fast. So another rule that Lord Krishna mentioned to Yudhishthira Maharaj, that if one was to do a Nirjal fast on Ekadashi, so you fast the entire time, you don't look in the face of strangers, you stay up, you do some kirtan or something, you play a musical instrument like kartals, and you chant the Lord's name when you stay up, then and you break the fast within that time frame, then that is a successful Ekadashi fast. So the breaking of the Ekadashi fast, the breaking time of the Ekadashi fast is actually very important. Because it should be broken in a certain time frame. And so one might say, okay, so why is that important? So we see examples in the Bhagavatam. There's the example of Ambarish Maharaj, who was fasting, and Durvasa Muni came, and he says, so we know Durvasa Muni is always creating trouble sometimes for devotees. He gets angry very quickly, so you don't want to make him angry. So he says, he did the same thing that he did with Yudhishthira Maharaj, and he says, he came and he says to Ambarish Maharaj that I am going to take bath, and when I come back, I want you to feed me. So there are some devotees like that, some sadhus, they are fond of eating, and then they will come and they tell people, I am coming and I want this, or I'm coming to visit and I want you to make this, 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 and this, right? And I want you to make it in such a way. And they become upset if you don't make it exactly like that. And so Durvasa Muni is like that. He says, I will come back and I want breakfast. So now Ambarish Maharaj was in turmoil. He was wondering, what do I do? Because I just completed, so Durvasa Muni came to him on the morning of Dwadashi, in between that time frame when you're supposed to break your fast. So according to Vedic custom, when someone comes to your home, a guest comes to your home, you feed them first. And you keep on feeding them until they cannot eat anymore. And if there's nothing left, you don't eat. You fast that day. Or if there's something left, then you eat only after the guests are satisfied. So Ambarish Maharaj, being a very good devotee of the Lord, wanted to follow this process of feeding Durvasa Muni first, and then he would eat. But now he was at a crossroads. So I have to feed Durvasa Muni first. I have to make sure he's eaten to his fullest satisfaction. Only then I could eat. But I have to break my fast in this time frame. So what do I do? So he goes to his guru, and his guru tells him, you can drink water. So for any Ekadashi fast, when you break your fast, if you do a full Nirjal Ekadashi, when you break your fast, you can break it with water or Ekadashi Prasad. Not grades, Ekadashi Prasad. So so his guru told him that you can break your fast with water, because he was doing a full Nirjal fast. Now, if you ate on Ekadashi, if you eat that one meal that Krishna suggested to the residents of Yamapuri, if you eat that one meal, whether it's lunch or dinner, then obviously you're not eating grains, you're eating fruits and roots, right? So then you can break your fast with grains. But if you do a Nirjal fast, you break it with water or non-grains. And then so devotees will ask, okay, so when do you eat grains? So the grains we will have the following day. Oh, sorry, the following meal. So you're having breakfast with Ekadashi Prasadam, whether it's fruits or roots, like mashed potato or whatever. And then the next meal at lunchtime, that's when you will have grains. And so this is the proper way of fasting for Ekadashi and the proper way of breaking the fast on Ekadashi. So just to come back to this story for a minute, I'm not telling the entire story, but when Durvasa Muni came back, he understood that Ambarish Maharaj had broken his fast, and he became angry, and then all kinds of stuff happened after that. So I'm not going to tell you what happened after that, because we just completed the Bhadra Purnima campaign, and I'm 100% sure that each and every one of you acquired a set of Bhagavatams. So don't leave the Bhagavatams on the shelf, read them. So if you get an opportunity, read the Bhagavatam, read that story, you'll find out all the details on what happened, all the details that I didn't mention, and what happened after what I mentioned. So so I mentioned the example with Ambarish Maharaj because I wanted to highlight the importance of breaking Ekadashi fast within that time frame. Sometimes devotees think, "Oh, it's not important," right? But Ambarish Maharaj even though he was a king, he was a great devotee of Lord Krishna. And when I'm not telling you to, if you don't know the story, I'm not gonna tell you what happened next. But something very extraordinary happened next. And only a devotee of Lord Krishna have the ability to have that extraordinary thing happen. So read that story. I'm leaving a bit of a cliffhanger there for you. Read that story and find out what happened next. What was that extraordinary thing that happened, if you don't already know?
So just to give the reference, so it's in Canto 9, Chapter 4 and around Chapter 4 and 5. That's where this story is described, with that His Grace Bhakti Yoga Prabhu is described. So everybody should read. Prabhu gave a very good idea to read. Continue, Prabhu.
Yes. So yeah, you probably sometimes you go to the temple and maybe you get tired of hearing announcements for books. Get a book, get a Bhagavad Gita, get a set of Srimad Bhagavatam, and sometimes people might think, "Oh, these people are just trying to make money." It's farthest from the truth, because we also give them away. The idea is once we have them, we should read them. And once we read them, we should meditate on what the Lord is saying or what is being said. And once if we don't understand, then we ask questions. There are three spiritual authorities, Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. So you read Shastra, you're still not clear, then we can ask Guru or Sadhu and get it clarified. And once we have it clarified, then we should try to then think next, how do I put this in practice? How do I practice this in my life? right? So I'm not saying we should go to somebody's house, ask them for food, and then get angry if it doesn't go our way. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying we should learn from the lesson of that, right? What is the point? So all of the stories in Bhagavatam and our scriptures are not there. The stories are not there for us to laugh at these personalities. Those stories are there for us to see that even great personalities like Lord Brahman, Lord Shiva, Lord Indra, they can become influenced by material nature. So we know the story of Lord Brahma, who became influenced by material nature. He was creating, and he created this personality that he became very attracted to and had a fall down. He gave up his body. We hear the story of Lord Indra, who had a fall down because he ran after his guru's wife. So there's so many different, but those stories are not there for us to laugh. Those stories are there for us to see that great personalities like them also have problems in this material world. As long as we possess material bodies, we're prone to make mistakes. We find this in the Nectar of Devotion. Those who were studying for the Bhakti Shastri might have seen this, or read this, or heard this. The different things, different. One of them is, we have a tendency to make mistakes. One of our 4 defects of human are living entities, not humans only, living entities. Because there are other living entities that are not human, but they're also human-like. Those ones living below us and the other planets and above. So everyone can make mistakes, but the stories are there for us to learn. What do I need to do so that I can avoid this? How do I act? Who do I associate with? Right? There's a saying, birds of a feather flock together. So we see this is the fall, and we see birds are flocking away south, going someplace warm. Right? So if we associate with certain types of people, then sometimes because of pressure, peer pressure, we might do things that we're not proud of. So if we want to perfect ourselves and we want to go back to Godhead, then best to associate with Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. When we associate with Shastra, we're actually associating with Lord Krishna, because the aim of the Shastras is to know Krishna and to never forget him. Right? That's what it's there for. So all of Krishna and his devotees are mentioned there. And so every time we read, every time we look, the fact that we keep Shastra in our home, then Krishna is in our home. Prabhupada said we should make our homes temples of the Lord. So we keep Shastra in our home, Lord Krishna is in our home. But when you bring a guest in your home, do you ignore your guest? No. And Krishna is not an ordinary guest. He's the supreme guest. He's the most important guest. In India, they say VVIP. Krishna is VVVVVVIP. He is the most important guest. Right? And so we should associate with him by picking up the books, reading them, try to understand them, try to put them into practice. So, any questions?
Everybody should try to ask questions. Prabhu will be leaving at 11:30 Toronto time or so. Please try to ask questions. Raise your hand and ask questions.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. विमल बोल रहा हूँ. I'm Vimal.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, you just told a story about Muda demon.
Yes.
So
Yes.
is it that Madhu was the demon as well? Am I right? Madhusudna. That's why Shri Krishna known as Madhusudna.
Yes. No, that's a different demon. There's two demons called Madhu and Kaita. This demon is called Mura. So Krishna is known as Murari.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. When we start at the starting point, when we start observing the Ekadashi fast, we are unable to follow through everything, which is, stay home, not see any strangers, that means not go to work, and stay up all night. So that's for full benefits of the fast. But is it okay to start at some point and try to incorporate everything as we go along?
Yes.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Yes. Yes. So yes, for some, this is not possible. This system that Lord Krishna suggested, or not suggested, but told Yudhishthira Maharaj is not possible for some. And so, but we should not lose hope. Okay, so I'm not going to go back to Godhead because I can't follow that. We should try our best. We should try our very best. As I mentioned earlier, the Lord is within our heart. Rishikesh is within our heart. So he knows what our intentions are. And if he sees, sometimes someone is disabled. For those who visit the Toronto temple, there's one devotee, very nice devotee there. He's a bit disabled. But he makes every effort to come to the programs. He makes every effort to glorify the Lord. He makes every effort to chant. I mean, he could just sit in his room and say, okay, I people can't understand me, so I'm not going to associate with anyone. I'm not going to chant. I'm not going to do this, or I'm not going to do that. But he's trying his best, and that is what Krishna sees. Lord Krishna sees, he knows what's happening within us, and he knows what we're thinking. And if that desire is there, then he will show us. He will show us that one day we can do it. Just like he told Bhima, he said, okay, you can't follow 26 Ekadashis, but maybe follow one. Right? So for us, we can follow all the 26, but maybe we can't follow it to the extent that Lord Krishna has explained to Yudhishthira Maharaj. But that doesn't mean that we should not try. We try our best. And if we try our best, we will get the benefit. It's mentioned, I've done a deity worship seminar before, and I've mentioned this, that if one is standing in the temple and they're attending the arti and they're observing the pujari doing the arti, and if they pay full attention, they will get the exact same benefit that the pujari received who is standing on the altar actually doing the arti. You will get the full. Actually, in some cases, you might get more benefit because if the pujari is not fully concentrating on doing his puja, he's not going to receive the full benefit. But if you're fully concentrating on the arti, you will get 100%, and that person may get less. This is the power of devotional service. So again, it comes back to Lord Krishna knowing what our desires are, and Lord Krishna knowing what our limitations are. And he sees how much we push and we press and we try to do our best. Sometimes we see devotees can't walk. They're having difficulty. They need someone to assist them. But yet they're making every effort to do some service for the Lord, whatever that service may be. The Lord sees that, and that person benefits tremendously. Because the Lord knows that we're making an extraordinary effort to do what our constitutional position is, which is Nitya Krishna Das. eternally servants of Lord Krishna.
Abhishek Prabhu?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare
So I want to extend on the previous question. I want to understand that like, sometimes we try, like we are fasting in a certain way on Ekadashi, and then we try to do little more, or yeah, we try to fast to the best degree possible, and somehow we are able to do that for that day. But then uh, maybe night is not possible. Night is not possible, and next day also becomes difficult because of the effect of fasting on the previous day. So,
Yeah.
like, how should we understand that even though I was able to fast this previous day, but then subsequent days were difficult? So, how should we understand that where we should be drawing the line?
So sometimes I've done a full Nirjal fast before, and sometimes you end up with a headache the next day, or you end up with a headache on the same day, on the Ekadashi day. That's because there's toxins that are building up in our bodies. So the best to do is to try to hydrate as much as possible the day before Ekadashi. Doctors suggest that we drink at least 8 glasses of water a day. So we should try on the days before Ekadashi to make sure we drink the 8 glasses or even more if we can. And one of the reasons for drinking water, so much water, is to flush all the toxins out of our bodies. So when you have a buildup of toxins, yeah, you will end up with things like headaches or all that. But if you flush those toxins out before Ekadashi, then we're preparing our bodies for that day, for that fast. So maybe try that and see how it goes.
Little more clarification, if I may ask, right? So sometimes on the fasting day also, like we are trying to fast, and the idea is that we focus more on Lord Krishna, and at the same time trying to do fasting to the best extent possible. But then at night, as evening comes and night comes, now the body is more in difficulty, and it's even sometimes it is difficult to focus on Lord Krishna. So how should we see that situation, or do?
So we should try our best. We try our best as much as we can. Like I said, because of maybe some previous karma, we might have some difficulty that is there. I mentioned this devotee who is not able to fully function. His body is not fully functioning, yet he's trying his best. So we try our best. We work with what we have. And we leave the rest to Krishna. Krishna can see, Krishna knows what is happening, and Krishna will help us. But I also know some who say, "Oh, I can't fast. I'm Bengali, for example, and I have to eat rice." And then they go and they eat rice on Ekadashi. Right? That's being completely on a bodily platform. We're not Bengalis, we're not Canadians, we're not Indians, we're not white, we're not brown, we're not black. We're devotees of the Lord. We're spirit soul. We're the jiva. The jiva is our real self. So that's just an excuse for not fasting for that person, not you. So yeah, we try our best, but sometimes it we might have difficulties, but we try as much as we can, and then we leave the rest to Lord Krishna. Krishna will take care. If Krishna sees that every day we are doing His service, if we say, okay, I can't sleep, I can't stay awake that night because I have a full day of service tomorrow to Lord Krishna, and I need to rest the body so that I can engage in that full day of service, and I can be fully attentive in that service. Then, Krishna understands, okay, yes, because of whatever circumstances, he or she is not able to stay awake, but yes, they're committed to doing their service the next day. They're not using the excuse and say, "Oh, I stayed all night last night, so I'm going to sleep for the next 3 days," and then we neglect our service. No. So we try our best, and then Krishna will help. Krishna will give us the intelligence, right? Prabhupada used to say that If we want to be Krishna conscious, Krishna will give us the intelligence to, if we want to remember Krishna, he will give us the intelligence to remember him. And if we want to forget him, he is so kind, he will also give us the intelligence to forget him. So it's up to us. So he sees, he knows our mind, he knows our heart, and he will help us in whatever way that help is required.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu. So Prabhu has to leave. He has next engagement. So after Prabhu leaves, Shalini Gopal Krishna will demonstrate how to do japa. So if this session was helpful to everyone, was it? So thank Prabhu for this and request his association again also. Everybody can please thank with unmute and with a loud Hare Krishna 3 times.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna,
भावनभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। निताय गौर। Thank you. Hare Krishna.
So we will thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
So we will continue our discussion, and Shalini Gopal Krishna will guide us on how to do japa. So all of you might already know, Shalini Gopal Krishna is going to demonstrate how to do japa. So Shalini, go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you for giving me this opportunity, and Hare Krishna, everybody. So, each one of us should have a japa bead bag, and then these are the beads. So my beads are, they are big ones and small ones. So you might have beads which are all of the same size. So then it doesn't matter where you start. Otherwise, you will always start with the head bead. So first, I'm just showing it outside and then I'll put it inside the bag and show you too. So as some of you might know that this is the Krishna bead, and these 108 beads are representative of the gopis. So when we start, we are always supposed to not use our index finger. So just keep the index finger away. And then initially we hold the head bead. And then we say, Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda. And then we move our finger to the first. So as you're seeing, my index finger is away. So I'll start with the first one. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. As you saw, I started with because I have, 2 sizes. So we always start with the bigger side from the bigger beads. So I just go like this, just keep moving and just continue. I just for each bead, I keep telling the Maha Mantra till I come to the last one, just before the head bead. So I've come, and then I've come to the last bead, and after that I come back to the Krishna bead. So again I say, Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda. Now, we are not supposed to cross over the head bead. So what we do is, with the same fingers, we just turn it and then we start from where we had finished. So that starts our second round. And again, we start with the head bead. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda. And then we start once again with the bead with which we finished the first round. So we are not crossing over. Just you have to remember that. And then we again continue and then come to the other side. That's if you're doing the second round and third round, again you finish. Wherever you finish, you start from that. So you're never crossing over. Say, for example, I started here, I've come here, and then I finished here. I'm not going to cross over. I'm going to start again from where I finished. Now, I'll put this bag, I'll put these beads in the bag, and in the bag, we have, there are slots. So this is a bigger slot here. Then there is a small slot, and there's one which is open from up above. So we put our hand in this slot, the big one, because that's how our hand can go in. And then I'm holding the beads. I'm holding the head bead, and then I'm getting my finger, the index finger out. So this is how I'm holding, and then I'm going to move. This finger is not going to be involved, and I'm moving with the rest of the fingers, just like how I showed you when it was out. And then because I'm normally sitting, on the floor, and I'm sitting on the mat and then doing my japa, I normally like to put it around my neck. But there are different ways. It's not necessary that you have to be only sitting and doing. You can walk, even when you're walking outside, or when you're, walking in the house also, you can do. At that time, I just would like to just tie it here so that, it doesn't fall. And then I continue doing my japa. So this is how japa is to be done. And Prabhu can add if anything I missed out.
Very
Thank you.
good. Shalini covered everything. Anybody has any questions, comments?
Prabhuji, there is a
Beautiful
zip.
demo. I learned something more today. Thank you.
Pragya?
Prabhuji, there is a zipper pocket in that japa bag. So is that just to keep something, or it is having some significance?
So the zipper bag, sometimes you get, say, a maha flower, or a couple times devotees got the dust, the chandan from Gopinath on a leaf. Can put those in the bag. Can of course put those flowers and the chandan leaf in touching the beads in the bead bag. But again, the flowers and the leaf will dry out and they will fall. So you can leave it in the other bag. It's not to put your exchange or keys or anything in there. Use it for spiritual as much as possible.
Prabhuji, I'm really thankful because I just bought a bag from ISKCON, and I have been using my beads. Otherwise, I had another sling bag. I was using it, but I just bought it. I'm so thankful to Shalini Gopalakrishnan for demonstrating it. So I just wanted to add one thing, that I also bought this particular chain. If you can see. So this, I was told that this has got 20 beads, and every time we complete a round, we move that bead to one side. So that, so if we want to keep a count on how many rounds we have done, we can use these beads for that count. I just wanted to know whether that is how it is used.
You are correct, Pragya, that those small beads outside are for your count of how many rounds you are doing. And you will notice that you will have 16 on one, and then there
Yes,
will be 4 on the other.
Yes, Prabhuji, I was
Right? So
seeing that.
if you
Yes.
are doing 16 rounds, you will count, you will keep moving the 16. And if you are doing, say, 64, you will simultaneously also move the other 4 one by one to do the count. That's why those beads are there outside to help you with the count. If you are a pure devotee, by the standard is 64 rounds. 16 is a concession that Prabhupada has given. Scriptures, the standard is 64 rounds. Pragya?
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you so much. And actually, I'm only in this part. I only do 4. So
That's okay. That's a good
this
start.
part.
Yeah, you can keep increasing little by little. You are
Good.
actually ahead of me. When I started, I chanted one round for many years, and I used to be, wow, I chanted one round. So keep improving from wherever you are. You are anyway doing quite good.
Prabhuji, one more question, that do we have to go and offer this bead back to the deity in the temple before we start using it
Well, if you
for blessings?
Yeah, if you get it now that you already have it at home, now you have already put it on
Okay.
your neck. So now you don't have to take it back. But next time when you get the beads, generally we do break also. So next time you get the beads, first thing you do is give it to the pujari to offer it at the lotus feet of Shri Radha Krishna. They will get it blessed and put it on his feet. And then you take the beads and start doing japa. Now you don't have to.
Okay, Prabhu.
You just continue now. And understand that don't take your beads in the washroom. Be cautious with the beads. When you are chanting on the beads have Krishna infused in them. So you have to be cautious to ensure you take care of the beads. Sumnima?
Hare Krishna. So my question was, where do we keep the beads when we're not chanting? Or
keep it someplace clean and leave it, say where you are, say by your nightstand, or you can hang it on a doorknob as long as it's clean. Of course, the bag is meant to protect the beads from anything dirt. But even the bag, try as much as possible to keep it in as clean area as possible. Definitely don't take it to washroom because you are taking Krishna to washroom that way, because Krishna is infused in the bead. Purnima? Dhara? You unmute yourself?
Yeah. Hare Krishna. Can you use this beads if someone gave it to you and it was used?
Yeah, that's all right. You actually get the other devotees'
Okay.
devotion. I'll tell you my own example one time. And this is Krishna's arrangement. So before I got initiated, one senior devotee at the Toronto temple, she forgot her beads. So she's initiated, second initiated. She forgot her beads, but she had to do her chanting. So devotees are meant to chant on the beads. So she borrowed my beads. She chanted on my beads. Of course, she was doing her rounds. But then that her devotion got infused onto the beads that I have. And I also got some benefit. So yes, it's okay as long as the beads are properly taken care of. Tara?
Yeah. And one more question. So as Shalini Mataji was showing that her beads are different sizes. If you have same size beads, you still do the same thing.
Yeah, you still do the same. It's just that with the bigger and smaller size beads, you start with the bigger size. And then when you reach the smaller size, you turn around. With the same size beads, which are generally round, you start anywhere, but when you finish, you again turn around.
Okay.
So why we start with the bigger beads is that it's coming down in parampara. So we have discussed this in our introduction and chapter 1 Bhagavad Gita, as well as is there in Ishopanishad, that all this information, all this scriptural information is coming to us down in parampara. Therefore, we start with the bigger one and then we go down.
Okay. Thank you.
Vimal Prabhu?
Krishna Prabhu. Prabhu, I have old beads. I bought it from Toronto Temple, but now I'm in process of buying a bag and proper beads. And as you told us, we need to get those beads blessed from the temple when you first time buy. So what to do with the old beads, the one I had?
Yeah, they are already blessed. You already chanted on those beads. So Krishna is already infused in there. You can continue chanting on it.
Should I buy a bag with it or leave it without bag?
So keep it at a clean place. You can buy a bag. It's okay. Sometimes the bag also wear out. and either way, keep it clean. The beads definitely have Krishna infused in them. So try to keep as clean as possible. You can even leave it in a plastic bag. Just keep it properly somewhere.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Abhishek Prabhu, what's your inquiry? Ask, please.
Yeah. But two questions. First question is like, is there any reason why we skip that first bead?
So that's the Krishna bead. So why we skip is that we start with Krishna, and then the 108 gopis, which are the 108 beads, are around Krishna. So we are chanting on the 108 beads to get the mercy of the gopis. On Krishna is there to observe. So we are just using that as our counter. That okay, we reached the 108. Now we start from 108, 107, 106, go back to 1. Then we come back from 1, 2, 3. We keep circling back and forth. But Krishna is always with us to remind us that what Bhakti Yoga Prabhu said towards the very end, always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna.
Yes. One other question I had is that sometimes, thank you for this explanation. Sometimes we are like at places where we can't, like I have a bag and I keep my bead bag in the bag. Now sometimes we can't, like I'm at the airport, so I can't just leave my bag at some outside place if I'm entering the washroom. So how should I see?
Yeah, so when you drove to the airport, you either drove in your car or you went with somebody, or say you are going to drop off somebody or you are trying to receive somebody. So somehow or the other, try to find the time to give the bead back to somebody else, and then go to the washroom and then continue taking your beads on yourself. Abhishek Prabhu?
No, I'm saying that like I'm in the like after the check-in and all, like when I'm alone, so I just have my one check-in bag, and like I can't leave that bag in the open space
Yeah,
because
so check in. After you check in, generally the boarding happens not too long after you check in. So you can use the washroom in the airplane then, instead of trying to use it in the airport facilities. So you have to try your best, as Bhakti Prabhu was explaining. Try your best to respect Krishna as much as possible.
Thank you. Thank you. It's clear.
Jigna?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So, Prabhuji, as Krishna is infused in our beads, like when they get old and broken, then what to do with the old one?
Yeah, you can put them in a lake or river. So, for example, I also have not just the Japa beads, but the neck beads also. They also break very frequently. So you keep them, all the beads, even the broken, try as much as you can grab. And say when Rath Yatra, you cross the center to go to Central Island, you can put them in the lake or wherever you travel, wherever you have river flowing close by. So the idea is that nobody should step on these beads, because now Krishna is infused in them. So try to put them in water, flowing river or lake or someplace. Does that help you?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Thank you for a super excellent inquiry. So another question is posted in the chat, that chanting on beads while walking, is it considered Nam Aparad? Because while walking, the mind is not stable and we do get distracted by whatever we see around us. So walking on itself does not make it Nam Aparad. But when you are distracted, that makes an offense. Of course, to get out of offenses takes time. So right now, try to focus on doing japa, even if it is done a little bit with offenses. Of course, the best, so there are gradations, right? The best is you are sitting at one place with your head, neck, body, everything in straight line, and you are chanting completely focused. But I don't have that taste. I will fall asleep. So what do? We have discussed in chapter 14 Bhagavad Gita that sleep is mode of ignorance. So I will try to walk lightly. I'm not rushing. I'm not rushing. I'm just about walking lightly, which is the mode of passion activity, to come out of ignorance so that I don't sleep. And try to bring your mind back again and again and again. This is work in progress, at least for me, at least for many devotees. This is a work in progress. So if you think that you are already at the pure stage, then please send me the dust of your lotus feet. I will put it on my head. But right now, try to do japa. That is more important. And a little bit of offenses will be there. We have discussed in the offenses to avoid class that offensive chanting will lead you to pure chanting. But if you drop your japa, saying I am doing offenses, I will drop my japa altogether, then that's where failure starts. Failure starts when you stop endeavoring. I'm hoping that answers the question.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you.
Okay.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, just wanted to know, since you mentioned about neck bead, I just wanted to know what is the practice by the devotees, ISKCON devotees, about neck beads?
So those who are starting devotees who don't have shelter of spiritual master, they have to have one strand of neck bead, one strand. When you take shelter of a spiritual master, then it becomes two strands. And when you take initiation, so I have taken initiation, so I have 3 strands of beads. So they are not 3 different beads, although I have combined 2 beads to make it a little long, otherwise it doesn't fit. So you can find the size for you. Right now, since Pragya, you are not initiated, you haven't taken shelter, should have 1 strand of neck bead around you immediately, because when somebody leaves the body and they have the neck bead around there, then Yamdutas will not touch you, because from the neck bead, they will know that you are servant of Krishna. And Krishna Duta will come and guide you further. So 1 bead when you are starting, 2 strands of beads when you take shelter from a spiritual master, and upon initiation, on the initiation day. So some of you were physically present when I got initiated. So if you recall that my godbrother Kamalakanta Prabhu, after initiation, he put the 3 strands on my neck. So somebody will put those 3 strands upon initiation. Okay.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you so much.
Nitya.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, 2 questions. So when we're doing the japa and trying to bring our mind back, sometimes the mind focuses on some verses in Bhagavad Gita or Srimad Bhagavatam or something we discussed. And is that okay, or is that too an offense? I don't think it's an offense, but still the focus is not like completely on my chanting the name. It's like
if you attend my Guru Maharaj's session for how to improve your chanting, what my Guru Maharaj does is, and we have discussed this in Bhagavad Gita chapter 14, that we have to take shelter of scriptures also, not just shelter of Krishna, not just shelter of spiritual master, but you have to take shelter of scriptures also. So how do you take shelter of scriptures is in between japa. My Guru Maharaj, when he teaches how to improve your quality of japa, he says you are doing your japa, say you did 2 rounds. It can vary. For somebody, the mind may get distracted even within 1 round. He will say, after you did 2 rounds of japa, for example, pause because your mind is distracted. Open Bhagavad Gita, read 1 verse. What you are doing this? You are telling your mind to focus on Krishna by Krishna's words. So you are forcing mind because mind is agitated. We have discussed that mind is a separate entity in our body. And it is this mind, the contaminated mind, that has been taking us from one life to the other for 155 trillion years. So even while you are doing japa, we have discussed this, and thank you, Nitya, for practicing, that while you are doing japa, mind is going to get distracted. You cannot avoid. That is the nature of mind. To get distracted is the nature of mind. So you try to bring the mind back by remembering Krishna, remembering Krishna's words, or remembering Krishna's pastimes. Of course, this is not pure japa. Pure japa is you are constantly focused on Krishna, but I am not there yet. So I am using Krishna to help me by remembering Bhagavad Gita verses or just important words also that all we have discussed throughout our Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita study. Nitya?
Thank you, Prabhu. Can I ask one follow-up question? You had mentioned about the next beats for the beginning devotee, but can we give the next beats to elderly parent or family members? Is it okay? Because they have to be a Krishna devotee?
Yeah, you can give it to everybody. Everybody should have it. So get the beads blessed from the temple. Yeah, if you already have it, it's okay. Otherwise, get them blessed. You can get them blessed at your home temple also. Just put them on the altar, as long as they are fresh beads, and give it to everybody and anybody, so that the Yamadutas do not touch the departing soul from the body, but Krishna Duta come and guide further. Forget devotee, non-devotee. Don't worry about those distinctions. Everybody is a devotee except me. Just give the beads to everybody. Even if they have chanted once, even if they have read 1 verse, they are already a devotee. Nitya?
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you.
Gauri?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. My question was partly answered when you answered Nitya's question. So, like when we visit aging parents in India, and well, I'm fortunate to have this knowledge now, but if they don't, then like I would go and give them a strand to put around their neck. But what do I say to them?
So tell them the 1 strand or any number of strands means you are devotee of Krishna. That's what it signifies. That's why Yamadutas will not touch you, but Krishna Duta will come and help you. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, around chapter 30 and 31, there is a horrible description. What did I say? Horrible description given of the punishments that the materialistic people and the sinners go through It is unbelievable. When I was in class for the first time, hearing those from my Siksha Guru, I said, this is unbelievable. The amount of punishment that is destined for all the people in the material world who are not Krishna conscious. It's eye-opening. So we all try to help everybody and everybody not go through the same punishment. Devotee is paradukka dukhi. That devotee gets pain when others suffer. So you just say that you become devotee of Krishna, even if you have chanted once, even if you have heard once, even if you have read one verse, even if you have seen Krishna's picture once, you are devotee of Krishna. Whether or not they accept, they say just take it as a gift from me. Disguise. Take it as a gift. I've got this blessings from temple for you. Just take it. Somehow or the other, give them the neck beads. Sorry.
Yes, thank you, Prabhuji.
So, Munima.
Prabhuji, do they have to then stop eating garlic, onion, or things like that if we give it to them?
So there are no rules for it. Doesn't matter whether they continue eating garlic, onion and garlic. Have the neck beads on for every single family and friends that you have. Doesn't matter. Every single friends and family, get them the neck beads. If what Gauri was saying, if somebody is old and they don't accept, disguise. Tell them I am giving you a gift. I have got blessings for you. How come you can say no? Sumnima? Vimal Prabhu?
What about the guilt feeling? Because we are in a society and we always make mistakes. And having one bead of tulsi around you, and how can we live? Like the other day, I was wearing that t-shirt from the Toronto Island, and soon I went to the washroom. I take the t-shirt out because there's a Jagannath on them. I can't take them to the washroom with me. So, what to do with that?
But neck beads have to be on 24 hours. Even if you go to the washroom, doesn't matter. Neck beads. So understand that all these spiritual items, impurities don't touch them. They are there to help you and guide you and protect you. So if say somebody was to leave their body while they were in the washroom and they thought, oh, neck beads, I should leave it out. No, doesn't matter. Have the neck beads on 24 hours. And for Vaishnavis, even for you have your menstrual days, have the neck beads on 24 hours, 365 days a year. Does not matter. Neck beads are going to protect you. Very good. Super excellent inquiries. Any questions, comments, realizations? Okay, so there is one question posted in the chat. It says, is it offense to chew Tulsi Marani while honoring Prasadam? Or should we swallow it? So Tulsi Marani is very, very, very dear to Krishna. We should always swallow Tulsi Marani. We should not chew Tulsi Marani, because if you chew Tulsi Marani, you are hurting Tulsi Marani. So always swallow Tulsi Marani. And if you read Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, it's in between chapters 13 and 19, 13 and 16, between 13 and 16 chapters, the plants in spiritual world. The plants in spiritual world have a lot of beautiful flowers, fragrance, fruits, but all plants in the spiritual world glorify Tulsi Marani, even though Tulsi Marani is just a leaf. Tulsi Maharani does not even have a fruit. But why they glorify Tulsi Maharani is because Tulsi Maharani is always at the lotus feet of Krishna. That she must have done so much austerity, so much devotion she has, that she is always at the lotus feet of Krishna. So we should always aim to swallow Tulsi Maharani and try not to chew Tulsi Maharani. Hoping that answers the question.
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you.
Vimal Prabhu?
In regards to Tulsi Marani, before I was not aware of, I used to grow Tulsi Marani as a hedge, like a big back home. But I was told medicinally that if I have a couple of leaf and I will never get fever, and I tried that, it works. So what about as if you're using as a medicine leaf, we can put the tea Tulsi Marani leaves in the make a tea, or is it yes or no? Is it pap or punya? Or what is it?
Yeah, don't put Tulsi Maharani in hot water, hot tea, anything. Don't ever. If you will notice at the Toronto temple, say a particular item with gravy is cooked at the very last moment, and while you are putting in the katori for Gopinath, it is you can see the steam coming out. So the pujari will not put Tulsi Maharani in that katori. Pujari will leave the Tulsi Maharani outside on the plate, just at the base of that katori. So don't ever hurt Tulsi Maharani. Don't ever put in the tea or boiling water, anything, never. And even when the offering items comes back, some items say when we make during Rath Yatra, we make tea for Jagannath, the Kada style tea. So when that comes back, we remove the Tulsi Maharani from the offered tea and then put the tea to heat up the tea, because by the time the offering comes and by the time devotees honor prasadam, the tea will get cold. So we heat up the tea, but we remove Tulsi Maharani. So do not use Tulsi Maharani to heat up or anything. Find alternate source. Tulsi Maharani is not the only item to give you the cure for whatever you want to get cured. Or you can just honor Tulsi Maharani by swallowing in water with cold water. If you think Tulsi Maharani is going to cure you, just swallow.
Yes, I have seen in the temple the Tulsi Maharani stays on top of the prasadam when we honor, when we go to temple, and they put leaf on top, not cook on the same food. I've seen it. Thank you.
Diksha?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, so can we pluck the leaves like from the plant, like the tulsi leaves from the plant?
So you can pluck. There is a process for plucking the leaves from the tulsi plant. I am not an expert on that, but there is a process and there is a time when you can pluck and when you cannot pluck, and there are some mantras also to be chanted. So there are, if you are interested, I can connect you with the devotee, or at least I think I have notes somewhere for that. But try your best to plug during those times, even if you don't know the entire process. But there are definitely few devotees from the Toronto temple who do the Tulsi Maharani Seva in the Tulsi room, who definitely know the timings, who definitely know the prayers and how to pluck. So it's you have to be very gentle on plucking from Tulsi Maharani as well. Diksha?
Prabhuji, I usually have this tendency to pluck it out while offering bhoga to Krishna. And is it an offense? Because I was unaware about this.
So we we all have been doing offenses for trillions of lifetimes. So don't worry about the past. Worry about, at least from this point on, you will do it proper. So I can get you connected with the devotee who does the Tulsi Maharani service at the Toronto temple. And you can ask the time, or even I can ask, or I can look up my notes and I get the timings, get the way to plug the Tulsi Maharani, so that you minimize. Understand, I am not pure. We discussed, Bhakti Prabhu also described, we have 4 defects. Krishna is looking our endeavor, Krishna is looking our intent, so that we do as minimum mistakes as possible. Even though you will learn everything, you will still bound to do some mistakes. Therefore, when we do the offering, I do not offer to Krishna. I offer to Guru Maharaj and ask Guru Maharaj to take it to Krishna, because Guru Maharaj is perfect. I am not perfect. And until you get a living Guru Maharaj, offer it to Srila Prabhupada. So those of you who have seen the Bhoga offering demonstration from my home temple, you will notice that I did not offer to Krishna. The demonstration was at the time when I was not initiated. So I offered everything to Krishna. Sorry, I offered everything to Srila Prabhupada, not to Krishna. So try your best rather than worrying about offenses. If you focus on offenses, you will never be able to live in the world. You will never be able to do any devotional services. So try to follow as much as possible, and then every time ask for forgiveness from Guru Maharaj, from Srila Prabhupada. Diksha.
Yes, Prabhu, thank you.
So Nima had a question.
No, Prabhuji, you answered it.
All right. Questions, comments, realizations?
Prabhuji, while chanting Maha Mantra, I used to tell the Maha Mantra faster. But once you told us when you are chanting the Maha Mantra, you should feel it. You would like to once again enlighten, because in this session, you are incisive, creating atmosphere to become more aware and do things properly, including the Tulsi plugging. So would you please enlighten us on that?
Enlighten on what topic? On the focus of while Japa?
Yes, the way you chant, not faster for the number game.
Yeah, it's a work in progress, at least for me, and probably for many. The idea is, while you are chanting, you should be listening to your japa. But the mind is agitated. I tend to end up doing my to-do list or lot many other things, or scroll through my phone or whatnot. So these are all offensive chanting, and we have to become conscious not to do it. Of course, it's a work in progress for me as well. This is the single most item that remains work in progress for a long time, because the mind is agitated. So try. Krishna is described in 6.26 Bhagavad Gita that from wherever the mind wanders, try to bring the mind back. So that's what you try to do every time, every day, every japa, every 16 rounds, 108 times. Try to bring your mind back. I'll give you one trick. Not that that's the only trick. Try this one time. Next time you do japa. So you know the word Hare Hare comes twice in the entire Hare Krishna Mahamantra Japa. Observe your Japa, that mind is so fragile that by the time you reach the second Hare Hare, the mind is already distracted. So try to bring your mind back on the first Hare Hare and the second Hare Hare within the same Hare Krishna Mahamantra Japa. Observe this. And it is not one time. Observe this for the 108 times Japa for one round and for 16 rounds. And you will realize that's the quality of Japa one should be doing. So try this next time, all of you. That start focusing your mind on the first Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Focus on that Hare Hare. And then when the Hare Hare comes again, you will notice my mind is already distracted by then. Uncle, does that help you?
Excellent. You have actually once corrected one of the devotees chanting. That's why I thought it is a food for thought for all of us.
Yeah, yeah, there's no question of correction. We are just trying to improve every moment. It's a work in progress for me. Forget others. It's a work in progress for me.
Thank you.
Has this session being helpful for you all? Open-ended inquiries, open-ended discussions?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji, so much.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Those who have not asked questions, feel free to ask questions. That's a good time. Normally, we just focus on studying philosophy, which is also important. Those who come for services at the Toronto Temple do get to discuss with me and others, but many of you are far away physically. So take this opportunity to discuss. Of course, you can always connect with me, but we are collected. We are in the assembly of devotees. Take the opportunity to
I have
ask.
a question.
Yeah.
When I chant fast, when I chant, like I try to finish one round like in around 7 or 8 minutes. The chanting is not very good quality. When I chant, like take my time to chant like around 10 minutes, I can chant slowly and I can hear every word. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This one is very good quality, but it takes a lot of time, long time.
So it's a matter of practice. It's very good that you know the difference. Very good. You are on the right track. To rectify, first you need to know what is wrong and what is right. So as you practice, even with the faster speed, you will be able to complete in a reasonable amount of time. The important point is that you chant each word properly and you hear. That is important. So whether you are chanting fast or whether you are chanting slow, important is the 2 points. Repeat the words properly, pronounce properly, and hear. You actually go on internet and look up Prabhupada's Japa. There is Prabhupada Japa at the normal pace, and there is Prabhupada Japa at a faster pace. Even at the faster pace Japa, Prabhupada is still pronouncing each word clearly. So that's what we should be doing. And it's a work in progress for me as well, to be able to pronounce and to be able to hear properly. Matan Prabhu?
How long each round should take? Like 8 minutes or 9 minutes or like 7 minutes, the standard, like.
Yeah, you are correct. So it's not that the time is not the standard. The standard is to pronounce each word clearly and to listen to your japa.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
All right.
Prabhuji, may I seek in the last session by Gopal Krishna, His Holiness Gopal Krishna Prabhu, that is on Ekadashi. I have jotted down, I seek some corrections. I think I have missed something. That is number one, there are three factors which you are saying. One should not see the face of sinners, strangers. Number two, we should dedicate the entire day to Lord Hari. The aim is to reconcile for sinful activity acquired during lifetime. Have I noted down all the three or anything I have missed in this? There are three.
Yeah, what you have noted is correct, but Prabhu said, Bhakti Yoga Prabhu said that there are many other rules. He only gave us few, which are important as your starting point. Understand, if he gives you the entire rules, you will run away. So start, take baby steps, start what you have and build from there.
The other thing I wanted to seek your clarification. Three things he has. One, he was saying C4. I couldn't hear properly because I have got nasal congestion. And the second one is fructifying, and the third is mature stage. These three things, would you please repeat?
You mean the karma that sits in three?
Yes.
Yeah. So karma, it's there in Nectar of Devotion. The whole cycle is there. Nectar of Devotion is coming up in the next batch number 5 in about next couple of months. You can again join, or at some point we will revise also. So just look at a flower. That's exactly how karma sits. So it's a seed form, then it tries to fructify, and then it's grown up. That's how a flower is. That's exactly how karma is, that karma is sitting in a seed form, then is trying to fructify, and then it is already fructifying, for which we are enjoying or suffering the reactions of our karma. Uncle?
Thank you, got it.
So there's a question in the chat which says, do we start on the same bead we finished Japa the previous day, or start again on the bigger bead? So I would like to clarify here. I'm assuming you finished the whole round. So, and you are not doing 16 rounds right now. So every day start fresh. Start fresh from the Krishna bead. You chant Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. And then from the bigger bead, if you have the bigger bead, and then wherever you stop, assuming you complete the whole 108 count, doesn't matter. Next day you start again fresh from the bigger bead as your count number 1. I hope that answers. All right.
Probably one small clarification. Sometimes we, like the process of paying obeisances in temple, I have heard that we go left to right, or like
It's coming up very soon in the batch number 6 and 7. I'm going to show the whole process of how to offer obeisances. It's coming up. Just park your question for a couple more classes. It's coming up.
Thank you.
Okay, there's a question in the chat which says, should we only offer ghee lamp to Krishna for Kartik, or candle is also fine? Candle is also fine. It's the intent that counts, that you are trying to offer a lamp to Krishna. So for example, in the morning, 7 o'clock Aarti here at the Toronto temple, devotees have the ghee lamp. They will offer the ghee lamp to Gopinath. But say Dwarkanath is busy in the morning and he will go to offer the lamp during the day. At that time, he will just take the candle which comes in a small bowl. which is available in a dollar store somewhere. He will use that to offer. So it's okay to offer like that candle kind of lamp, which comes in a small bowl, and just follow the process. So we have learned that the way to offer the lamp is you circle in clockwise direction 4 times on the lotus feet, 2 times around navel area, then 3 times around the face, and then 7 times the whole body. Follow that process. Does that help you, Gulshan?
Can you please repeat that? 4 times, 2 times, 3 times? Or is it possible to send me the recording? I started late as well.
Yeah. So you take the lamp and you look at the lotus feet and you circle the lamp in clockwise direction, in the count that I mentioned. So 4 feet, then 2 navel area, then 3 face, and then 7 the whole body.
That's 4, 2, 3, and 7, Prabhuji?
Correct.
Thank
I
you.
actually have, let me see if I can bring up on screen. Bear with me. Bear with me, I can try to bring up on screen. Is Raksha there? Raksha, are you there?
Yes, Prabhuji.
I forwarded to you that image, correct?
No, Prabhuji, I haven't received yet.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. I
Right.
have the image, Prabhu, but how do I share it?
Okay, you can send it to my WhatsApp, please, and I can share it, or you can bring up. You have on your phone, right?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, forward to my forward to my WhatsApp.
Yes, Prabhu, I've sent it.
Yeah, let me bring up on screen. Thank you. Raksha forgot. Raksha, I have sent you. Thank you, Shalini. I will bring up on screen and I will share my screen. You can see on the screen now. So everybody can see?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So
Yes, Prabhuji, very clear.
So step 1 is so you have the lamp in your hand and you are looking at the feet and you are kind of offering it there, like this. So you circle 4 times, then around the navel area 2 times, then around the head 3 times, and the whole body 7 times. Take a snapshot. Vimal Prabhu, Raksha, Pragya.
Ji Prabhu, thank you. Prabhuji, it is only for this time that, or in the Damodar form that we offer lamp like this, or other time also we should offer lamp like this?
Every time lamp is offered like this. The Damodar month, we are offering it specifically that if you do not offer rest of the year, at least during the Damodar month, try to offer the lamp. But either way, 365 days, the lamp is offered identically. So next time you observe a pujari, you can notice this. A pujari is not just doing no, he's looking at the feet, then at the navel, then at the head, and then so he's doing those specific counts. You can observe this next time you go take darshan. Okay.
And Prabhuji, it is not only in the Damodar form of the Lord, the regular Shyam Sundar form that we have in our temple, that also it is the same thing, right?
It's the same thing. You're offering it identically. So you start with offering to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then to Nityanand, then to Krishna, then to Radharani, then to Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Maharani, then to Prabhupada, and then to your spiritual master.
And Prabhuji, we are offering it 2 times, one in the morning and one in the evening.
One time is enough. You can offer as many times as you like. One time is enough.
So one time which you recommend, Prabhu? Evening time? Or any?
Whatever works for
you.
you. One time.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Very good. Inquiries, everybody. Practical inquiries for everyone. We should have these open sessions again.
Can we offer in the noon time also?
Anytime.
Anytime.
I will tell you one time, many years ago, few of us, we had traveled to back-to-back Damodar home programs, back-to-back. There was one in the morning we offered at that home. One in the afternoon, we were traveling at different home programs on the same day. We went to another home program on the afternoon. And then in the evening also, doesn't matter. There are no rules and regulations. As long as you offer, that's what matters. Okay, it's almost been 2 hours. Everybody tired? Not yet? More hungry for inquiries? Ask inquiries. I am here to serve you all.
Prabhu, can I just add one thing? Like Pragya was asking about the beads. So just for her and all the other devotees, whatever beads which you're either going to get for yourself, the neck beads for yourself, or you're going to get it for your family and friends, you can always, give it to the pujari who's doing the offering, and you can always give it to them and they can get it blessed from Krishna's lotus feet. Prabhu.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, correct. Very good.
Thank you so much, Shalini. It was very useful. Thank you.
All right. What is left? Those who didn't ask questions, now's your time.
So Prabhuji, when we chant or when we read that Damodar Ashtakam, that we are reading it in Sanskrit. So is it like we have to read it in Hindi first, and like, or it's okay if we just read the meaning instead of Sanskrit? Sometimes it's difficult to pronounce. So
Yeah, you can just pronounce the Sanskrit. That's all right. I can bring up on screen. Yeah, are you from Singapore? You have the background from Singapore.
I just had this background in my Zoom setting.
Yeah, let me bring up Damodar Ashtakam on screen. All right. I will share my screen again. Okay, so you can see the Damodarashtakam. So I have it both ways. The yellow is the Sanskrit, and then you have the word for word and the whole meaning of it. You can just chant the Sanskrit, which is in the yellow highlighted. That's the Sanskrit Namamishwaram Satchitananda Rupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Pajaman Yashoda Biolukaladavan Param Vishtam Atyanto Tatakopya. So you can just try to chant the Sanskrit. Of course, there's no stopping you from also reciting the English translation. Whatever works for you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Prabhuji, kindly share this file. It was very useful.
Yeah, we'll do.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
All right. What more questions we have?
Prabhuji, I have one question.
Right.
Is there any difference between the Ekadashi in this Kartik month and then other months?
Sorry, what's your question? I didn't follow.
The difference between Ekadashi in this month of Kartik and then other month, is there any difference or?
It's identical. All Ekadashis are identical. Doesn't matter which month. It's only the Nirjal Ekadashi which is different. That whether or not you follow other Ekadashi, even by mistake, if you broke the other Ekadashi, or even if you don't know whether you broke other Ekadashi, keep the Nirjal Ekadashi as Nirjal, and it covers all Ekadashi. But all Ekadashis are identical.
Prabhuji, can you also share some pastimes of Radha Kund appearance? I know this happened also in this month, right?
So it's a big topic. It's not small. They won't be able to finish now. Of course, the bigger challenge is I'm not qualified to talk about Radha Kund. It's a super elevated subject matter. Anything related to Srimati Radharani is super elevated. I have a book. One devotee from the temple gave me a book on Srimati Radharani. Has a lot of pastimes of Srimati Radharani. I started reading it and I couldn't understand. So you need a lot of purification to understand. Radha Kund is okay. We know the basics as to what happened, that Krishna killed an animal and Radharani said, no, you have to take bath. So Shyam Kund happened where Krishna took bath. And then Krishna told Radharani, well, now you supported the animal. So now you became contaminated. So now you have to take bath. And that's how Radha Kund formed. That's a quick summary of Shyam Kund and Radha Kund. But these are very elevated subject matters. Srila Prabhupada has said that don't go on these elevated subject matters about Ras Leela and Krishna's intimate pastimes. Be at the bottom. Focus on purifying yourself first rather than trying to understand Ras Leela. It's not our place. You are a servant. Be a servant, not just by words, by actions. Forget Ras Leela at all. Forget all these intimate pastimes of Krishna. Focus on purifying yourself. Ask yourself, from the anarthas, how many anarthas are purified? If not, focus on that. Right? Once the anarthas are purified, then all these other pastimes will be relishable. Until then, all these other pastimes are like film stories which agitate us rather than being relishable. So my humble request is focus on basics. every class I have been asking everybody, focus on basic, come down to my low level. I am at grade 1 or low. If you ask something or explain something to me, explain at my low level. And advanced topics are beyond me. There's a question posted in the chat whether we get more spiritual benefits by visiting Vrindavan Mayapur during Kartik month. So it is correct. It's described in Canto 1 that during Kartik month, if you visit these holy dhams, then you get more spiritual credits. But simultaneously, we have discussed that you don't need to physically go to Vrindavan. Vrindavan is not just a physical place. Vrindavan is mentality. You can be in Vrindavan 24 hours, 365 days by making your home as Vrindavan. How do you make your home as Vrindavan? Make your home not as your residence. Rather, it is Krishna's, Shri Radha Krishna's residence. You offer bhoga, do worship, invite devotees, honor, give them prasadam, chant Hare Krishna, and you are a tenant in Krishna's darbar. That way you are 24 hours in Vrindavan. Why do you have to worry about Kartik month only? Does that help you?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you.
All right. I'm hoping at least for today the questions were exhausted. Yes, no? Any last questions, comments, realizations, Pragya?
I was just saying Ji Prabhuji.
Are we okay to stop here? It's been almost more than, actually more than 2 hours. We didn't even realize. Did anybody realize?
No, Prabhu.
It was
No.
very interesting, Prabhuji.
Very good. So we'll get Bhakti Yoga Prabhu to also come again to guide us on Sanskrit, at least for batch number 5, 6, and 7. And we'll go from there.
So one question, during this month, one round of chanting is equal to like chanting 1000 times. Is it right?
The benefit. So if you chant one additional round, so whatever rounds you are chanting as your regular rounds before Kartik, whatever be the number, whether it's 1, 2, 4, 6, 16, 32, 64, does not matter. Kartik round, do one extra every day. So for me, what I do is I chant 16 rounds every day. It is mandatory now that I'm initiated. In the Kartik month, I chant one additional, which is 17th round. For that additional round, you get 1000 times the benefit as compared to rest of the rounds throughout the year.
Okay, thank you.
Prabhuji, when does this Kartik month end with Deepavali?
17th October to 15th November.
15th November. Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you.
I'm going by my contaminated memory. I think that's what it is. Let's see. I have the calendar here. I think I'm right. I don't have the calendar in front of me, right? Yeah.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. I had one question.
Mm-hmm.
So is it only the rounds of Japa is the benefit 1000 times, or any other forms of devotional service?
All are any other activity. So Japa is just an example. So you can apply the same for reading. So if you used to read 60 minutes every day, now you add 30 or additional minutes. So you get the 1,000 time benefit for that 30 additional minutes that you read, or 60 additional minutes that you read. Anything, or any service that you do. Either way, everything is identical. Japa is also a service.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Are we okay to stop here? It's been more than 2 hours. Everybody fully absorbed today. Thank you. Okay to stop?
Ji, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, everybody.
Thank you
Hare
so much.
Krishna,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Thank you,
Krishna,
Prabhuji. Thank you, Shalini. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.